This feast day of Justin the Martyr is good to pause and to think of this early person's life. Died around 165, defending the faith, and he was known as one of the first apologists for the faith, not apologizing for the faith, but defending the faith. And it was Justin who first gave us a description of some of the early masses, and it was his writings that defended what the early Christians were doing at the Mass, at the celebration of the breaking of the bread. So we see in Justin a symbol, a point of reality, that someone who was willing to state and share what they truly believed. And I think all of us are also mandated to do that. Many of us hear of the word evangelization, and that's a great word to spread the good news, but sometimes people get mixed up in thinking that they have to have all these degrees and they have to have all this knowledge. Share with people 3 questions. What does the Mass mean to you? What does the Eucharist mean to you? What does it mean to be Catholic to you? If you have those 3 questions and those answers, maybe share those answers with a friend. Share those answers with someone you know. What does the Mass mean to me? What does the Eucharist mean to me? What does it mean to be Catholic? If you share those answers with a friend, you're doing evangelization. If you share those answers, you are proclaiming the good news. We see in the gospel reading today that some of the leaders were trying to trip up Jesus with the question about paying the census tax. And they were trying to trip him up. And Jesus gives that great answer that just left them speechless. And sometimes today we have that same thing in our society, that people say, oh, don't talk about religion or politics. And yet, we have to bring our faith into the world. Sometimes the discussion for the American United States Church is that separation clause. Oh, we can't talk. But the separation clause is a great place to begin, not to end. The separation clause means that religious institutions shouldn't expect favoritism nor accept discrimination. Its purpose is not to silence the religious voice or to deny a public role for it. The separation clause guarantees our freedom to enter into the discussion based on church teaching. It's not correct just because the Pope or a bishop says it. It's the wisdom behind the teaching that we need to constantly proclaim. The wisdom behind the teaching, what makes it right, is the wisdom behind it. All people created in God's image and likeness is the foundational principle. That all life needs to be treated with respect from conception to a natural death. That all people need to be given basic dignity and respect, regardless of skin color or nationality. Our Catholic faith teaching and our Catholic social teaching is so strong, and yet sometimes we never share it for fear that we might be intruding on someone. The separation clause in this country means that we have the right to speak up based on the wisdom of our teaching, just like Justin Martyr did in the year 165, speaking up for what the Mass meant to him, speaking up for what the Eucharist meant for him, speaking up for what it meant to be Catholic. As we live out our faith in the world today, to be disciples, to be evangelists, to be spreaders of the good news, might mean that we have those 3 answers ready to go. What does the Mass mean for me? What does the Eucharist mean to me? What does it mean to be Catholic? If we have those answers ready to go and ready to share with someone, then we're doing evangelization. Then we are spreading the good news. Then we are being witnesses to the world that we are a disciple. Brothers and sisters in the risen Lord Jesus Christ, inheritors of God's heavenly kingdom, children of our Most High God. As we live out our faith in the world, let us see the strength of the readings today. It was the folly of the cross that the early church embraced. Where other people saw capital punishment, where other people saw shame, it was the early church that embraced the cross. That Jesus' arms opened on that cross was embracing the whole world. As we live out our faith in the world, let us see the folly of the cross is something that we embrace, we proclaim, because the cross in Jesus' resurrection is a message that shouldn't be contained, is a message that shouldn't be stifled. So let us have the answer to these three questions. What does the Mass mean to me? What does the Eucharist mean to me? What does it mean to be Catholic? Have those three answers ready to go and share those with others. And then we will be living up to the reputation of Justin the Martyr, of proclaiming and witnessing our faith in the world.